Welcome back to Project 613. Today we learn the mitzvah that governs all of the laws of someone who borrows something from someone, and the level of liability, the level of responsibility, and therefore liability that they have for the thing that they are borrowing. If you recall, we spoke in a previous episode that the Torah talks about 4 different types of people who are responsible to look after someone else's property. The 4 types are the shomer chinam, the unpaid watchman, the shomer sachar, the paid watchman, the socher, the renter, and the shoel, the borrower. In previous episodes, we've already spoken about the shomer sachar and the socher, the paid watchman and the renter, and we explained how those two fall into the same category and share very similar laws, and therefore they are bunched together. Today, we will talk about the shoel, the borrower. When it comes to the borrower, he has the highest level of liability from anyone that's responsible for someone else's things. And the reason for this, quite simply, is because the borrower is the one, compared to all the others, that has the most benefit from the thing that he is borrowing, whereas the owner, in the case when someone is borrowing something from him, has no benefit at all. He's not being paid for it. He's not getting a favor in return. He's simply doing a favor, unpaid, and therefore the one who borrows it bears the highest level of responsibility. And practically speaking, what that means is that not only would the borrower be responsible for any damage that occurs as a result of the borrower's own negligence, of course, in that kind of case, the borrower would be obligated, but even when damage comes as a result of an accident, one that you would not be able to blame the borrower for, it was not the borrower's doing that caused the accident, nevertheless, the borrower is still responsible to pay those damages. And that is specifically because the borrower holds this higher level of liability. As mentioned, because he is gaining all the benefit and the owner has no benefit. Therefore, the understanding right at the beginning when someone borrows something is that the person borrowing it is going to bear full highest level of responsibility. Now, the Talmud does talk about a few different exceptions that are learned straight from the verses that even a borrower would be exempt from. 2 of the examples are, if, let's say, if it was an animal that he was borrowing to do work with on the field, if the animal died as a result and at the time that it was doing work, then he would be exempt. If it died any other time, he would not be exempt, he would still have to pay. But if it died specifically at the time that he was doing the work that it was borrowed for, then he would be exempt. And another example would be if the owner of the animal is there with him present at the time that the accident occurs. In that case, the borrower would be exempt. But any other case, even an accident, the borrower would bear responsibility. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.